This one is already starting off the wrong way, folks. It is Wednesday afternoon. It's like 1:06-ish. It's watching Amazon, or it sounds like it's going to be like Amateur Night at the Apollo from Shecky Lawson over there.
Oh,
it is watching Amazon, folks. There's lots to talk about, but before we do that, let me give him his time. Who are you, sir?
What's up, guys? I am John Lawson, the bold one, not the coldest one. Obviously, somebody else on the other side is colder than me right now.
I'm getting jeez. The things I have to put up with, folks, just to deliver some insightful content around what's taking place in the world of Amazon.
You look like you're freezing, man. Are you outside in the rain? You giving us some snow updates? What's going on?
Let us say a fond and happy hello to our pal, Meredith Crosby.
Meredith, co-host.
Why must you humor this man with this? So you're gonna say, yeah, it's whoever that is. Look, he's whatever. Yeah. All right. Yes. Oh, wait a minute. I like this one better.
What's that?
Thank you, Meredith. Yes. And I hope your your migraine is gone. The fan is off. Yeah.
He's freezing, Alan. He's freezing. It's
that's all it is.
Degrees here, but he's freezing.
Meredith, that you are so right, because mainly my team is undefeated still and 1-0 and won their game, whereas the Falcons not so much.
Not so much.
But
I'll get over that.
We digress.
I'll get over that. I will not get over this outfit. So
hey, dude, yeah, I'm just saying, I've got all sorts of Rams gear this year.
I know. Why don't you find a T-shirt?
I've got plenty of T-shirts, believe me.
Anyway,
just to the same, I got to say this before, if they lose next week, it's I can't do the undefeated thing.
Who they play next week?
The Eagles.
Yeah, I think we got Eagles. Cowboys. So it's
not. Well, we've just beat the Cowboys. You could beat the Cowboys. Where is that game?
No.
Is it a home game?
No.
Well, there's that. Then I don't know. That's gonna be the Jets for 2021. Wow, Alan has already packed it in. All right. Okay. So anyway, watching Amazon. Lots of stuff to go on. You know what? I think I got a clip to start this one off. Do you mind if we go to a clip to start the show off? I can't hear you anymore. You just muted yourself somehow, which actually is a probably really good sound for you.
No, go to the clip.
All right, we're going to go to the clip. Let's see if I got everything set up on the clip right. Yeah, I got that. Okay, here we go. I want to start the show off with this one. Bam. Bam.
Amazon is set to recruit 100,000 more workers. It's the fourth hiring spree the online giant has announced for the US this year. The retailer is racing to keep pace with demand that jumped during lockdowns. Now, the new positions are for full and part-time work in its home country and Canada. They will include roles at 100 new warehouse and operations sites it is opening this month. Amazon employed 876,800 people as of late June, excluding contractors and temporary personnel. Last quarter, it saw a 40% rise in revenues and the biggest profit in its history. That has stoked demand for labor to pick, pack, and ship products. Though the company is also investing heavily in automation, it wouldn't say whether that means fewer jobs per warehouse in the future. Earlier this year, Amazon had already announced over 200,000 new positions. It's seeking to hire people who were let go during the recent economic turmoil. As well as the latest hiring announcement, it says it's still evaluating seasonal hiring needs for the year-end holiday season.
All right. Let me bring myself back. Let me bring you back. And yeah, let's talk about this. They are on a hiring spree here. Earlier this week, or maybe it was late last week, there was something else around hiring that they're going to bring in like 33,000 additional jobs with an average salary of $150,000. So that's not a part of what we just played here. That's a separate part. What do you make of all this hiring? What does this say about where Amazon is right now?
I don't know. I think it's on par with what they did back in March, which was in preparation for the increase from COVID, or not in preparation, but in response to. So my guess is basically this is on par with what they do for fourth quarter, somewhat. We'll see. I think it's interesting, but I also at the same time feel that Amazon has to double down on what they're doing, because what they're doing takes longer based on COVID. So I think COVID has something to do with that. It's not just standard, we're adding more jobs.
No, I think COVID is the accelerator to what the plan was originally, which is to build out 24-hour delivery to anywhere. So with COVID, they've had to accelerate things like everybody else. Everybody is talking about digital transformation. They were talking about it before COVID. Now they have accelerated their efforts because of COVID. And in some instances, they've actually changed or tweaked or made even significant changes to what digital transformation meant to them. But the overall effect is an acceleration of what people were going to do. Now they know they have to do it quicker because of what's going on. And Amazon, I think, is just, they're staying true to their, remember, this is like a year and a half, maybe coming up on 2 years ago, where they did that $800 million investment, and that was geared towards the 24-hour, one-day delivery kind of thing. And then, what happened with COVID, and they had to go even faster and faster. But all this, I think, it was part of the plan. They're just executing it and doing it quicker and quicker because they want to own the last mile for everything, including the grocery shopping stuff.
They have to. Everybody has to at this point. So, or at least they got to be thinking about it. If you want to keep up with delivery and demand, you have got to have some control over that last mile now.
Who's in the best position for the last mile, right? If we had to say right now, if we were choosing Amazon or Walmart, or name a retailer, name a grocer, who's in the best position right now to own the last mile?
I don't think none of them are. None of them are.
So are you saying it's open for anybody?
Yeah, it's a wide open field. And I think some of these other players that do delivery or pickup of actual humans could win that. I'm not discounting the Ubers and the Lyfts or the Instacarts or the Grubhubs. These people do last mile all day, every day. And Amazon and Walmart are not necessarily somebody that I consider to be actual players in that field.
So that's last mile for food delivery, and that's always been around. I mean,
I know
the Pizza Huts. I mean, all the fast food places, they've been doing that forever. But to own not just the food 24-hour or quick delivery, we're talking like everything that you can imagine. It's getting to the point where we're going to want everything delivered within a 24-hour period. I don't care what it is. Who has the capacity right now to?
Neither one of them.
Is there anybody?
Okay, so if you're only giving me those two options, then I would say Walmart.
Okay. And
By far.
Walmart. And why? Why Walmart by far?
Have you seen a Walmart?
Yes, but they've never
How
come
far is it
knocking
away
to
from
my.
your house?
They've never come knocking to my door.
How far away is it from your house?
They've never delivered like a big item to me.
I'm just saying, how far away is it from your house?
I have no idea.
5 miles, 10 miles, 15 miles?
Probably like 10. I don't know. Something like maybe 7 or 8. I don't know.
Okay. So 5 to 10 miles. I think there's a stat out there that in every community, they're within like 5 or 10 miles of any Walmart. Something like that. Something crazy like that. Right? And the deal is, if we're talking about metropolitan areas, sure, Amazon's got their little vans running around. But when it comes to the flyover states and places where there's not that much digital going on, there's still a Walmart there. And that's a very substantial part of America that is kind of rural. So that's why I say what I say.
Okay. I mean, I don't think that's a bad answer. I think makes sense to me.
Yeah. I like what you said about the pizza people, though. That's interesting.
Well, that's been going on forever.
I know. And it's like, that's an easy model to start duplicating for any of these guys.
Which, that's Uber Eats or things like that were just like a free agent. They weren't tied to a specific business. But it's the same, same concept. But, the pizza delivery guys have been operating, even the local pizza delivery guys, not just the chain guys, even the local pizza guys do a certain level of delivery to a certain radius around their company.
Have you ordered a pizza lately?
Absolutely.
Did it take a long time?
Less than an hour.
Less than an hour? Yeah. I did it on Saturday. It took me 98 minutes.
Well, Saturdays are probably rushed.
It probably is. I get it.
Like I like maybe like 3 weeks ago, I ordered from, I think it might have been Domino's, and it was like Tuesday or Wednesday, and it was maybe a little earlier than right now. And I think they got that to me in actually 32 minutes. Remember the old Domino's?
Oh, man, yeah. They almost put themselves out of business with 30 minutes for free.
So, yeah. So it was 32 minutes, and it was, beat my expectations. And I'm sure it was like a kid came and delivered it. It wasn't like some, a drone or anything like that. And so it was
a pizza drone.
Yeah, it's not a pizza drone.
It wasn't a pizza drone.
It's like, I think people, and I include myself in this thing. I think sometimes we get caught up in thinking everything that goes on right now because the technology is new, and it's not.
Right. That's true.
So sometimes we remember the Book of the Month Club.
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah, you're old enough. If I remember I know Alan would remember it. You would sign up and they would send you a book every month for you to read. That's a subscription.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all. So it's, it wasn't a digital kind of thing, but it was a subscription. You get something every month. You pay a monthly fee for it. So it's a lot of this stuff is not new. It's just more efficient and it's maybe more convenient.
And you remember BMG?
Yeah, the music thing. Oh, yeah, I hated them.
That was a music club. That was a club, which is very similar to, Amazon Prime, kind of, where you join, you become a member, and you would get discounts if you made sure to order at least something that month.
Yeah.
But just think about that model. The model was you had to tell them no, or they charge you.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, you were already opted in without having opted in.
Wow.
Yeah, which
we were going to send you some crap that you don't even like. If you don't, you're going to pay. No, we don't want that.
Yeah, that was terrible.
I don't know. But it lasted for a long time now.
That's because a lot of people are, by the time they tried to remember, because I used to hate having to send it, and this is back when you had to send stuff in the mail. It wasn't like an email or anything like that. So you had to
use your own stamp.
Yeah. just to say, don't send it to me this month.
But if you think about the model, right? The model was that they would get enough people to take that 13 for 1 cent, that they would make it up in recurring fees of people forgetting to cancel. Damn.
Yeah. I mean, they were making big bank off of people who just always forgot to send their stuff in on time. I hated that. I'm so glad it's not like that anymore. Meredith is being a good co-host. She's adding to the conversation.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what she's adding to the conversation, but she's adding something to the conversation.
What's the book thing through school? I mean, I'm just reminiscing, not adding to the conversation. Okay.
All right. Thank you for that reminiscing. We like reminiscing.
Okay.
All right, Sven. Yeah, I think we know who needs Amazon. It's the whole world almost. Well, not the whole. The Western world, maybe.
It's okay.
It's okay. Yeah, but we tend to forget that little kids used to deliver the paper in the mornings, because I was one of those little kids.
Yeah.
I get on my bicycle and get my sack and throw those papers out to people's houses and stuff. So yeah, a lot
now
of
I might be a little older. Do you remember them delivering the milk?
Man, you got me beat on that one, because there was nobody.
Yeah, and it could have been because I was in New York and in the projects, but they used to deliver the milk every whatever. But yeah, you'd open the door and bam, there's milk.
And make you speak. Good old Sven. Yeah. So anyway, it's the 33. I mean, the 100,000 new jobs and the 33 additional 1,000 jobs. Most of this is going towards getting things to people within 24 hours. It's not just the last mile. It's getting them their stuff within 24,000.
Well, I mean, most of the 100,000 are warehouse workers.
Yeah, that's processing, getting stuff, pushing it, getting things out the door. And then they've got their fleet and they've got their own, that's the one thing about Walmart right now, at least. They have to partner in order to get that stuff out of their facilities to somebody's house.
Which I think is a better move for them to do.
But are they doing it?
They just partnered with not Instacart, somebody.
See, partnering is good. Partnering is good. It's better than not having.
Right. That's what they have to do.
Yeah, but when you're able to control, by hiring your own fleet. I remember years ago, it was like 7 or 8 years ago, talking to, at the time, the CEO of a company called Sugar CRM, Larry Augustine. Now Larry is a VP at AWS, which is kind of ironic. And at the time we were saying, I was doing like an Amazon presentation. I was like, I think Amazon is going to end up buying UPS or somebody. And he was like, well, they could do that, or maybe they'll get to the point where they just buy, create their own shipping thing, because it's going that way. They got to either own it one way or the other.
Yeah.
And so they chose that way. And I think ownership of that gives you more control of the customer experience once again.
It does. I mean, there's two ways to look at that. You could bring something in-house, but you also bring in all of the control, like you're saying, and you're able to really manage a lot of that. But also, bringing stuff in-house can be costly. It's got a ramp-up time. You got to hire the skill levels of all these different things, or you acquire a company, but then you got culture clashing. There's many different ways to get to the same cake.
Absolutely. But I think I'm liking Amazon's approach, because you have more control. At least you feel like you have more control, and you have more control over the cost, you would think, in addition to the overall experience.
Yeah, that is most important for Amazon. But again, Amazon has a longer mile to run than Walmart.
Well, but they're also doing those partnerships with what they're doing with Kohl's and buying up old JC Penney's.
Yeah.
All of this,
so
I think, is
that's their thing. See, Walmart's way ahead of them on location.
Definitely
so
on location.
Playing catch up on location. Amazon's way ahead of them on delivery and last mile. And so Walmart's running to catch up, or needs to run to catch up with that. Which one is a
I was going
bigger.
to ask which one is which one would you like to be right now? The Walmart who has all the locations and close to more things, or
Okay,
Amazon who has the distribution and the transportation, the shipping. Which
only
one?
in the commerce portion, right?
Okay, only in the commerce first.
Okay, because I'm about to say that's not a fair. Because I would be totally. So, only in the commerce portion. Oh man, honestly, I would rather be Walmart.
Okay.
I'd rather be Walmart because you think about when Walmart decided to get into grocery, their scale and the way they big footed all the grocers that were around was absolutely stunning. I haven't seen Amazon literally do that ever. I don't think I've ever seen Amazon come into a market and crush an entire thing like Walmart did when they got into groceries.
Are you talking about get into a new industry or get into a new geography? Because I'm thinking about publishing, and Amazon is totally upended that.
It didn't. It not see because that changed publishing. It went from regular publishing to digital publishing. Walmart literally just said, "Hey, we're going to put groceries in stores," and every Publix, Kroger, and any other grocery store had to move away from them. It was absolutely amazing. I watched it happen in my own community because we had a regular Walmart. They started building the super Walmart where they had the groceries. And literally, we had a Target, a it was not Whole Foods. It was like Sam's Foods. It was some kind of
Sam's Club.
no. It was this older food, Cub Foods. We had Cub Foods.
Cubs, yeah.
Remember Cubs? We
Yeah.
had Kroger's and not Publix, but what's the one you say you like the other day?
Ingles.
All of them gone, bro. They sucked the
that's
entire.
bad.
Yeah, that's
pretty
bad. I mean, I just kept watching. I'm like, damn, they're closing. They're closing. You would go by, and you could tell people were not shopping there anymore, and it was simply because Walmart moved into the neighborhood and put a grocery store there.
So I would say that's really that's a great example. But I will say this. Remember those stores? I think they call them like bookstores, like Barnes and Nobles and what was that other one? Borders. And I mean, and this company took them out without even having a physical presence.
Yeah, but so here's the and I agree. But that was a change of technology, right? Because it's not like they took them out because they were always competing with them on physical books, right? It wasn't until they came out with the Kindle and digital started taking off. That's when. So I mean, it was like it was a double wave coming.
I would say it was probably more like when they were able to have somebody order the book and get it in their hands within 2 days. Made of course.
You think?
Because then you would, because usually when you go to the bookstore, the reason there's a couple of reasons people go to the bookstore. One would be for the actual, browsing and buying of a book. The other would be for the community around it, which is great. So you can't do the community with Amazon, but you can get people the book as quickly and as conveniently as possible without having to go to a store and do that.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to step on you there.
Oh, I'm used to it.
Okay, that's true. So here's the thing. I think the book thing, it was the appeal of not just having one book, but being able to have hundreds of books on one device, the same way it was for the music industry with MP3 players. And of course, ultimately Apple and, the iPod. It was that. I think that was the bigger appeal. It wasn't.
That was a great appeal. No, don't get me wrong. I think it's a huge appeal, especially for like early adopters of things that definitely got them, doing more and more. But there's these folks who are not early adopters who are, late to the game kind of thing. And I think the ability to get order a book, or like you said, order a book that I couldn't even get in the bookstore and get it within 2 days. That's a game changer. That's a game changer. So I think that's, so I think I would say Amazon maybe has an edge only because I'm finding it where they'll be able to get locations relatively cheap by, doing it, like taking over, things that are like JC Penney stores that have just been left behind.
Strip malls, all that crap.
Yeah, strip malls.
There's plenty of that.
I think there's plenty of cheap locations that they can gobble up and do those partnerships like they're doing with Kohl's and others. So it's interesting. I like what Sven says here. I think, to me, this is the still the key to why Amazon has the edge, because the culture, actually the foundation of the company, is really built on this customer obsessiveness thing and being and constantly looking for ways to remove friction from getting customers the stuff they want and making it easier for them to find the stuff they want, then order the stuff they want, and then get it in their hands as quickly as possible. I think that's when that's your DNA and that's how you operate, and that's the reason you do most of your stuff. That's different than somebody who's trying to play catch up to do that stuff.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's playing catch up on that stuff, though. You think Walmart? You think Walmart is trying to play catch up on the customer experience?
When it comes to digitally, yes. When it comes to e-commerce, yes. Face to face, of course, they're better because Amazon really is just starting to create small pockets of actual physical locations. Walmart, I mean, I thought it was great to have people greet you. I thought
have people what?
You come into the store and you get a happy and a hello.
Oh yeah, the greeters.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a touchy-feely guy, but a lot of people like that, and it makes you feel better. And some people go to those stores and stay there for hours, just looking at stuff, Exactly. And I'm like, I just want to get the hell out, But there's a lot of people that are more like you, more sociable, like to have that kind of thing going on when they come to the store.
So how does Amazon do in that category?
I think Amazon is doing well, I'll tell you what they're doing. I think, just pop this up. I think Amazon, like anybody else, would have a hard time trying to create that when you've been a digital presence and your whole your whole modus is customer experience by way of efficiency and making it easier for people to get the things they want, and then making sure you continually improve that over time. That has nothing to do with the hi, how are you kind of customer experience. It has everything to do with the efficiency and the consistency of being able to let people find what they want, make it easy for them to order it, and then put it in their hands when they open the door in the next 24 hours. Oh, I want to put up this too. Yeah. To catch up, you have to find a rare earth mine to exploit and have a fortune to get into the race with a certain chance. And it is about easy to use, and I think he means convenience. I totally agree with that. And that's why I think Amazon has done what they've done. Amazon is, I don't even know what that means, Rolf. You change languages on me here, because you're going to have to explain what that means. Or I'm going to have to start picking up some German as we get more folks on with us. But I think that's always been the key. We always talk about the famous shareholder letter of 1997, where it talks about, written by Jeff Bezos, about, and it's all about customer obsessiveness. It's all about, what they do. Everything they do is around that. And shareholders need to know, if you're going to buy our stock, we are always going to invest heavily on that, even at the expense of short-term profits. And he's executed on that since day one for the most part. And so I think it's hard to, when you have that as your foundation, as your culture, and when you don't have that, it's kind of hard to to kind of restructure and bake it in compared to somebody who's just naturally all in it. So that in mind, I wanted to bring this up because I think this is one of their responses to what Walmart does. And this we talked about the Go stores, and now they're doing these like fresh kind of hybrid fresh Go stores where fresh food with the Go kind of mentality. And now, how does that counter Walmart? It doesn't counter Walmart's "Hi, how are you" guy. It just makes the efficiency play that Amazon has done online and brings it offline, because there's a lot of people like me that would go there as opposed to wanting to do the touchy feely. Just let me get my stuff and let me get out. So maybe this is one of their answers to what the Walmart advantage face to face. What do you have to say?
Yeah, we'll see.
After all that, that's all you got for me.
I mean, look, I don't like the shopping cart. I think it's stupid. It looks like a child's play toy. It's teeny, So I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence on this Go shopping experience. I don't know. I got to wait to hear what the consumers think about the experience. I like the grab and go concept, but I don't like the cart. I really don't like the cart. I thought, from what I read, about how you have to put the stuff in the cart and scan it when you're going into the cart, all of that crap just was like, I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. So we'll see. It didn't sound like it was going to save me that much time.
What's the best way to improve the shopping experience right now if you had to go into a store?
Honestly, I think you know what? Walmart Plus, in my opinion, might be a better solution than this cool, let's make a cool cart bullshit. I mean, Walmart Plus app, literally be able to scan it, put it in your cart, walk out the store by scanning your, UPC code and paying at the register and be done. I like that way. It's so much easier. And I've got the technology already there with my phone. I pick it up, scan it with my phone, put it in the cart. Do that. Go to the cashier, show them my, phone. She scans that code. I pay. We're done.
We'll see. I think there are definitely two ways to go about it, and I'm really curious. I think there may be room for both ways, to be quite honest.
I think there's room for both ways.
Yeah, I think there is.
Because there are certain customers, man, I go to this grocery store. I go to this Kroger's, right? Because I don't do Walmart anymore. But I guess I can go back now that they require everybody to wear a mask. But, before. So I go to this Kroger's, though, and it's definitely near a adult community. Let's put it like that, right? A senior community. Okay. So there's a lot of seniors in the store. And I'm walking around. I'm like, damn, there's a lot of old people in the store, right? And then somebody told me about the area. But the key was these people enjoy the shopping experience. They like being able to ask questions, talk to people. The line with the cashier is way longer than the fast checkout, self-checkouts, So there are older people that won't get into, in my opinion, this grab and go experience.
You're right. They're definitely that. I mean, it's not for everybody, but there's enough of a market for it. I think it widens the variety of things to choose from. Which way do you want?
Right.
Quick and convenient, or do you want more of a full service kind of thing? And
yeah.
There's enough to go around. Okay,
there's enough. That's for sure.
There's enough.
This pie is big enough for it to split for sure.
All right. So this is turning into kind of like Walmart, Amazon comparison between, because I think they cover, the two perspectives. One coming from brick and mortar to delivery, digital transactional deliveries and things like that. And then the other one's coming from the direct opposite. Here's another way that Amazon is looking to build out that last mile. Let's see if I can bring this up. So There looks like they're planning to buy 1,000 warehouses, small little warehouses spread out in different areas throughout the country, to make, to help them with that quick delivery goal. What does it say? It says plans to open 1,000 small delivery hubs in cities and suburbs all over the U.S., according to people familiar with the plans. So you have your big facilities, and then apparently you're going to mix in these small neighborhood hubs. It's just almost like a military strategy kind of thing. Like they'll throw the big bombs, they'll mix in the small ammunition. I mean, they're bringing like the tanks, they're bringing the aircraft carriers, they're bringing everything, and their main destination is to win the last mile. How do you think this helps when you think about all the other pieces that they're putting in place?
So, well, one thing I want to say is you need to. Did you put that Ralph comment up there?
Is this one right here?
I like he says I need to talk to people. I just wanted to say that.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I mean, there is that. There is the need to talk to people.
Yeah, some people just need that experience.
And then some people are like the exact opposite, because there's not everybody's the same. So there's some people want fast and efficient. I went in and out. Some people like, I like to talk and see what's going around in the neighborhood. I like to know what's coming into the store. I like to talk. I want to sit around and have a cup of coffee with. So there's enough for everybody to fit in.
So these 100,000 hires are probably to help staff the 1,000 warehouses. The 1,000 warehouses is probably, here's one thing, is that COVID in 6 months has elevated and accelerated everything that people were going to do in 3 to 5 years. Let's put that like that out there. And that's what Amazon's doing, let's say, with, this 1,000 store or small hubs. I think that's them trying to play catch up with demand more so than them trying to compete with Walmart. You know what I'm saying?
I totally agree with you. I don't even think Amazon operates like they're competing against
me either.
Somebody else.
Yeah, me either. I think that would be a weird way for them to even think, that's just so non-Amazonish. So, but I think we'll see how well this works for them. Because logistically, that's going to be different. It's going to be different running those 1,000 warehouses. You're not going to just be able to take, the model that you have in your major distribution centers and just overlay that in a small, warehouse. It's going to be an entirely different business, basically. Doing the same things ultimately, but all your processes are not necessarily going to just go one-to-one. Let's do it here. So that will be interesting. However, they do have these things right now. I remember reading stories back in the day in New York City where they had these fresh warehouses, small, fresh warehouses to facilitate fast food delivery in the New York area. So I'm guessing this is scaling that model a little bit.
And I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. So it's the end goal or the end game is fast delivery, last mile covered. And that could mean, like, I like what Rolf has said here, lose the war, next war will be robo war. So not only are these, let's say these 1,000 locations, maybe 100 people may be added to these smaller locations, but this also provides geographic coverage for drones. Those might be the hubs where drones fly in and out of.
Absolutely. I mean, yes, at some level, forward thinking, they want drones.
Right. So you have multiple kinds of locations, these 1,000 small hubs throughout different locations. They have bigger facilities like the stuff they might buy for JCPenney's. They have partnerships with Kohl's. So that gives them a lot of coverage when you think about potentially a lot of physical coverage to not only drive shipping and freight from in between those places to houses or last second. It's for drone locations. And the other thing, I'm going to throw this back out there because I keep thinking the more they put out these physical locations and they spread them out, some of the capacity that could be done within these facilities could be some small manufacturing capabilities, which would allow more manufacturing to come back to the United States and to be situated in a way that once it's manufactured, there's no need to have a middleman come and pick up the stuff and then then fly it away. Maybe that small manufacturer is right in the distribution, and now they could just quickly pass that out. So once again, that could be a case where things get manufactured and then shipped to the person so efficiently and quickly. Now that is something that would be hard for anybody else to do if this is what Amazon ends up doing.
I'm sipping the tea.
Sven, does that mean that you're speechless? The ...
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm sipping the tea on that one, meaning that's probably something they're way forward thinking about.
Would you put it by them though? Because it makes too much. It makes sense that the last mile they're covering it in so many. And maybe they're trying to figure out what to go all in on. Maybe they're trying a little of this, try a little of that, try a little partnership.
You know what? And I also think the last mile, like you said, I think all of this is really just owning that last mile. I think they recognize that we're going to have to own this thing end to end, and we're going to need to have some locations where even a driver, let's say, is dealing with pickups at the main source, but then it can supplement some of deliveries with the local warehouse, right? So there's certain things that's going to be flown in and stored at the big warehouse. And then there's, like you say, maybe some on-demand stuff we're going to make locally. And so you're going to hit this, you're going to get those, and then you're going to get these parts, and you put them all together and you run your route. So I can see that being very, very, yeah, man, I like that idea. I like the idea.
Did you hear that, folks? He said he liked my idea. Wow, let me get the calendar. I need to mark that.
No, I think there's a technical difficulty here.
Don't worry, folks. This is just a fleeting we'll be back.
Yeah, don't worry.
Probably right now, actually. Because I want to ask you about this, because this was more up your alley. Pop this up. This right here. How big a deal is this thing? Amazon changes order cancellation policy for late shipments.
What does it say? You didn't give me that one.
Oh, I posted it.
You did not send that one over to me.
So apparently, if a third party doesn't ship out the thing, in a certain somebody buys from them in a certain amount of time, they're gonna Amazon is pretty much gonna ding the third party seller.
Well, that's been I don't know what the change actually is, but
let's see. Amazon automatically cancels if they have not been orders if they have not been shipped and confirmed within 30 days of the estimated ship date. To protect and improve the customer experience, there's the key, the customer experience.
I see what you're saying now.
Starting September 30th, Amazon will automatically cancel any order which is not shipped and confirmed within 7 business days after the ship by date detailed in the sold ship now notification email. So you only got 7 days to make sure that it goes from being ordered to being shipped. Yeah. Is that a big deal from a third party? I mean, you do this stuff all the time.
I mean, I don't understand how you are in business if you ain't shipped that shit in 7 days. That makes no sense. And bully on that one, but I don't. But I think what Amazon's probably doing is they're reducing the amount of calls that they're going, or cases that they're going to have to take of people not shipping stuff. See, so this is really just to help Amazon not have to deal with that. It's like, look, if it hasn't been done automatic or already, then we're just automatically canceling. We're not going back and forth, putting in contact with the third-party seller and then coming back to the customer. Here's where we're at. They're like, screw it. If it hasn't been shipped, if it hasn't been confirmed, then we're taking our action, which I think on their part, fine. Absolutely. Now, hopefully there are some, there are some unique cases where you order stuff and it's personalized. I'm sure that would be exempt from that, 7 days. But yeah, I mean, if somebody places an order on Amazon, you haven't shipped it in 7 days, I want my money back.
Well, I think the key phrase in that whole statement was customer experience, because going back to what we continually say, if somebody orders something on Amazon, regardless if it's a third party or not, if they order it on Amazon and they don't get it, it doesn't
Amazon
matter.
fault.
It's Amazon. It's not. No, they're not going to go to UPS.
In the customer mind.
They're not going to UPS. They're not going to the third party. They're going to Amazon. So Amazon is like saying, "Hey, we are protecting the customer experience because the customers put the experience on us, not on our third party sellers,
Absolutely.
and not on our shippers. They'll always come to us. So yeah, they're taking. I applaud them on that. I'm thinking, are there a lot of third party sellers that are doing something like, we'll take the order, but we don't have the stuff yet. We want to see if enough people order it, and then we'll get the stuff and then we'll ship it. There's a lot of that go on. Somebody got off quiet, folks.
I'm going to say, I was going to say something, but it might come off racist. So
don't say it. I like doing this.
I'm not going to say that, but let's just put it like this. There are some people that are waiting on stuff to come from China.
All right, folks. You didn't hear that from me. Okay, I got another clip.
Serious. I'm sorry. I'm not. I'm
okay.
Serious. There are some people that will start selling based on delivery date.
Okay.
And that just ain't going to work.
That's
not good. And, the thing is, there were times where you could do that, but I mean, with the post office and, just in general, all the shipping issues, we can't even afford to do that anymore. Just in time inventory is a lot of people have lived that way for a long time. Right? I've got a supplier right now that is in South Georgia. I'm in Atlanta. They're in South Georgia. They manufacture and create the stuff. If we get a large order, we tell them, ship it right from your warehouse, right? Or maybe we need to sort the stuff. So it's like, oh, we got the order, ship it here. Well, we've had issues now where it takes too long for them to get it here, where it used to get here within 48 hours, right? Yeah. United States Postal Service, priority mail, guaranteed. All of a sudden, priority mail's taking a whole week. That's a problem.
That's just not good. Yeah.
Right. And so that is an actual scenario. That's an actual case where a lot of, sellers are getting hammered with this issue because, some things you might not hold, or you can oversell something totally by accident and find it somewhere else online from even another seller, and you would be able to turn that thing around. Hey, get that to me overnight, or get that to me in 2 days, and I could turn that around. But when you can't depend on the United States Postal Service, that has such a downstream impact on everything. Not a game. We can't play with the United States Postal Service. It's not that is something that is detrimental to every business. Every business I know uses the United States Postal Service for something.
Well said. I have nothing to add to that. It makes too much sense. All right. Last up, I was going to do a clip, but we don't have time for the clip. So I'm going to go to this because you know how I like talking about this now. It's like,
oh my God, are we going? Oh, I knew it. Here we go. Required Twitch.
Yes, that's right. Required Twitch. I ought to do one of these numbers when we start talking about it. Well, I had to fill in something because I will declare to you right now. I think I was too ambitious when it came to the A word. If you have noticed, it's not just me that doesn't talk about it much anymore, at least not at the
Nobody.
moment. Nobody does. It's been complete. It's gone radio silent even from them.
It's like all of a sudden we're stuck in a house with her, Alexa. We're stuck in a house with Alexa, and now we don't even care about her.
It's kind of really amazing how it just feels like it's moved so far off the radar for some reason. And
that is so weird. It'll be interesting to see what Prime Day looks like.
It will be.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, what has moved closer to the forefront is Twitch.
Yeah, Twitch. Okay.
So that's why I think this thing, Amazon opens Twitch to brands running campaigns through their ad platform. This is potentially huge here.
Oh my God.
Think about look at all the billions of hours people spend watching stuff on Twitch. Now I think it's like 100 million. It's only I say that kind of tongue in cheek. Only 100 million active users, monthly active users on Twitch. Now, compared to other social platforms, that's chump change. But the one thing that Twitch has is serious long engagement time. I mean,
because people are playing games.
Yeah, or watching people play games.
Yes.
So where you got TikTok, it has, like I think around 900 million monthly active users, but they're watching like 12-second videos. They're not sitting around for an hour watching TikTok. Whereas people be sitting around for hours at a time watching people play these games. And go ahead.
Okay, great. And
so this is why
here's what I like about this move, right? This is an addition to the Amazon advertising platform. So it gives a benefit to an already beneficial platform, right? So if I'm advertising, now I can open my advertising up to Twitch users. Problem with Twitch users is most of them are between 18 and 34. And an even bigger problem is most of them are males.
Yeah, I don't know what the
it's 81%
breakdown. It's 81. Really, is that big?
81% of males between the ages of 18 to 34.
Well, but see, if you're into that niche, this is a great way. This is a great way to like you said, to integrate their digital ads platform into a channel that has
absolutely.
If that's your
if you've got a product for that niche, bam, and they're game players, right?
Yeah.
And so I mean, I'm waiting for Twitch to really just break out as a platform where you're doing all kinds of delivery of all kinds of different stuff, like this show,
Well, that's where I think the groundwork is being laid, because we talked about Amazon Live last week? Something like that. That's very early days. I mean, I look at the content. Yeah, it's right now it's not that great. But Twitch, and then if Amazon is starting to figure out ways to plug Twitch into some of the other things like their ad platform. They got Amazon Prime. They're looking at potentially doing some kind of a live TV option.
Right.
Damn. Now you're able to. Yeah. So
Twitch TV.
Yeah. So I think when you look back at this move, this could be the start of actually seeing something significant with what's going on.
Sorry about that. I just hit that.
What was that?
No, I actually went to Twitch TV and just that's what happened.
I thought at least you're not cutting your toenails again, so that's a good thing.
I gotta go.
All right.
For you.
Yeah, this has been fun. I actually like this because I think we hit on some significant issues that we can circle back around on in the future and see if we were right about it.
And we're sitting around, guys. We're waiting to hear from Amazon when they're going to do Prime Day. I can't wait.
It's getting kind of late. I mean,
they're going to still do it. Trust me. They only need a 2-week run period.
Yeah, but I mean, we're bumping up. We're gonna start bumping up into the traditional holiday.
This is going to be the traditional. I had and I don't want to go into that. Next week we should talk about it. But I had an interview and they were asking me about that, and I said, the traditional is going to start in October now. I don't even think we're going to have a traditional. It's going to be so extended over those 3 months that's going to be the new holiday season this time. Totally.
So we're going from 1 month to basically like a whole season.
Yeah, because you figure, and I was like, that's why I'm interested to hear when they are going to, make the announcement, because I think that's going to be the beginning of the holiday shopping season, and it actually could be the end.
Well, we'll leave that as a cliffhanger for the next one.
Yeah, that's a good cliffhanger.
Nice tease, man. All right, we've come to the top of the hour. This has been another week. A lot of good stuff. I think there's a lot of things to look at. A lot of things to come forward, especially like you just teased. I can't wait to see what this holiday season looks like whenever it starts, and how big it is, and wherever it ends. It'll be interesting to see.
It'll be good, brother.
I know one thing. We're ending this right now. So we will see you next week for another fun-filled edition of Watching Amazon with Itch, I'm Famous, and Brent Leary.
Later.